Number 36 player in the ESPN 100, number one player in the state of New York, and probably most important, number one player in the Anthony household. Kiyan Anthony is here joining me tonight. Hey, what's going on, my man?
Chilling, man. You know me, working.
Indeed. Well, I want to make sure I got them rankings right now. That last one, you are currently the current, we gotta say current number one player in the Anthony family. Was I right about that?
Yeah, I'll give myself number one, if not close second. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's get into it, man. You went from, I always say this to people, you went from really good at the end of the high school season to really dominant over the summer. Just talk about the mentality shift. Talk to me about that a little bit.
I would just say stepping into, a bigger role, especially in AAU, just being more of a leader. I feel like in the past it was always somebody else on my team where I could look to, or someone where they had the ball in their hands and I was just, it's kind of secondary. But now going into my 17U summer, I feel like it was all based around me and I was the deciding factor whether we won,
Yeah.
whether we lost. So I really had to step into the leadership role, and I feel like that really taught me, to be a leader, and going from really good to really dominant, like you said, just using my voice more and not just being able to score, but being able to get my teammates better, playing defense, guarding the best player. So I feel like all of that contributed to me, where I'm at now. So
Yeah. No, for sure. And I mean, it's the proof is in the pudding. I'm always curious about stuff like this. Like you elevated your game, obviously, but it's always what's next, right? So, what is specifically about your game takes your game to the next level? Like, what is it? What is that thing that takes you to the next level? Because I know you're looking forward.
I mean, I feel like on the court, I'm just in the gym every day,
Yeah.
getting up shots, so staying consistent, I would say. And then off the court is working on my body. Like as of now, I'm on a nutrition plan. I'm in a weight room almost every day, and then I just kept getting stronger. I gained a lot of weight in the past couple months, so just trying to keep getting my body. We still in high school, but we still looking for next season into college. Just going in there already with a solid body, that keeping up
Yeah.
with all of the high level college people. So I feel like that's really keep taking those steps in the right direction. Would keep getting my body right, and also on the court, just keep doing what I'm doing. So for sure.
Indeed, indeed. So I've had these conversations before with uh, stars of stars, right? So kids of stars, right? So obviously your parents are famous. Like a couple people know your parents, right? So let's get
But
this out the way. What is your number one, your favorite, your personal favorite moment from your dad's career?
my personal favorite moment.
Yeah,
I got a couple. I would say when he scored 62 in the
yeah,
Garden, and
oh,
then I would say when he hit the back-to-back game winners against the Bulls,
heavy,
um,
yeah,
St. Patrick's Day. So those two, I was at both of those games. So just being
okay,
able to see, him hit those shots and then him scoring 62,
yeah,
in a rivalry game, like that was just crazy. Even though I was too young to really understand what was going on, I
right,
still got, 62 is 62. So
great,
obviously,
every day of the week. Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah. All right, how about your mom? Favorite role that she played? What is that?
I feel like my favorite, I mean, I feel like her biggest TV was Power. So
Tough.
just watching her 7 years going from one episode a season to being one of the main people.
Yeah,
Um, Obviously Power is one of the biggest shows. So
all day.
just super proud of her for going up like that. And then I would say my favorite movie just to watch, probably Think Like a Man, just
Okay.
'cause
Yeah,
all the comedians that's in it, all the funny people, and then all of the girls that's in it too. So
yeah.
my dad plays a lot of the front row seats, being at every game, working with me off the court, on the court. But my mom is really like just the emotional support. Like when I'm going through something, she'll talk to me. Like I'll go talk to her about anything, and then she'll be there for me. So she's more like she's in the basketball world. She watches all my games and stuff, but out of the basketball world, when it's time to just sit down and
Yeah,
talk about something serious, she's always right there. So I feel like that's her role, just being, that type of person to connect to.
indeed. Rest in peace to Keisha. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt.
For
All
sure.
right. So, all right. So, famous. You're obviously exposed to famous people, right? So, I'm always curious about this question. Too. I've asked this to a lot of people in your position in the past. What famous person, like friend of the family, gave you the best advice, and what was it?
Um, I would say on my overtime show, I had Jason Tatum. So
Yeah,
recently,
my
just I
man.
interviewed him, just digging in his mind a little bit, his mindset coming off a championship. Obviously not really playing in the Olympics, and then not winning Finals MVP. Just asking him like, what was his chip? Like, what's his chip on his shoulder now coming into
Yeah,
the season he's currently in, and you can see like he's one of, if not the best players in the NBA right now. So
yeah,
just him coming off, barely playing USA. still
Yeah,
cheering on his teammates, and then winning a championship, but not getting the final result in the finals MVP. Just him still being grounded and him coming back, having the season that he's having. He was just talking to me about that. So
yeah. That's a great one. That's a great one. You obviously played with another great player, BJ Edgecombe, for the last 2 years. Just sitting under him, watching how he moves. Just talk about how that will help you this season going up in your role as now the go-to guy at Lou High.
yeah.
Talk to me about that a little bit.
I mean, for 2 years, that was my roommate. So
Okay.
basically, like one of my closest friends, seeing him every day, staying with him every night, and on the roads, being in the same room. I just learned everything, like from how he approaches the game to, how he wakes up in the morning, how he eats.
Okay.
So I learned from that, and now I'm trying to apply that to myself, plus of what I already have from my dad and everything. So just seeing him, he's a pro. So just seeing a professional go to work every day, even though it's high school, just seeing it like it was great just to, and take away from it. And now stepping into that role, I feel like
Yeah.
I'm doing a good job.
So speaking of Lou, how you guys are going to be with the best teams in the country for sure. Definitely one of the best teams in the EYBL Scholastic. I'm curious and I talked to other top upper echelon teams in the league. Is it Chipotle Nationals title, not just birth,
Yeah.
Chipotle Nationals title or bust for Lou High? Talk to me about that. Is that the mentality?
No, the mentality is never a bust. I feel like
Okay.
the team we have now practicing twice a day in the weight room and the chemistry we have on and off the court, I feel like we definitely have what it takes to get it done. So that's definitely the goal. Nothing less than trying to win City of Palms, win Chipotle, just going into it. Obviously we have two of the starting guards returning
Yeah.
from last year, Caden and NJ. Caden just committed to Penn State, and NJ is obviously committed to Marquette. And
Yeah.
then myself stepping into that role with big two, big African at the five, and then a solid four-man, being a connector. I feel like we really have a good 5 plus. We got Dylan Mingo, we got a lot of people coming in that's ready to play. So I feel like
Yeah.
definitely we a contender. I feel like our depth and our coaching staff just it fits us so well. So I
Yeah.
feel like our name as Luha should definitely be at the top.
Okay, definitely. All right, so we got Syracuse, UCLA, and Auburn final three. We're deciding on November 15th, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. Is the podcast. I think you know the guy who created it. Y'all might know each other pretty well.
Right.
So just talk to me about those three. I've heard it both ways, done this for a while. Sometimes you shut down communication, headed into
Mhm.
the big announcement with the three schools. Did you do that or do you guys still talk daily?
I wouldn't say we talk daily. Definitely just trying to give back to, my parents, getting their opinions about everything, my
Yeah,
family, just sitting back and really talking to them. Obviously, it's still constant communication, but I wouldn't say every single day. Just trying to, all the coaches understand, they're giving me space to make my own decision. And
yeah,
my three, all the coaches, they're gonna understand. Like if I was to go a different way, they're gonna wish me nothing but the best. That's why I ultimately put them all in my three. So
yeah,
I wouldn't say it's day-to-day communication right now. More so just me talking to my family and then them waiting for me to get back to them about, a final decision. So, but I gotta decide soon. I got, less than a week. So for
yeah, yeah,
sure.
yeah. All right, so this is quick. All fun doesn't mean you're going to these schools. Completely fun, right? So we said that fan bases don't go crazy. Best visit. Who of the three? Who had the best visit?
I mean, I went on USC most recently.
Yeah,
Syracuse, I went on last year when I was a junior, so it was more so just like filling everything out. And then Auburn, I didn't go on an official visit, but I definitely been to Auburn
yeah.
to his games and definitely been on there with on campus, seeing all the players and stuff. But I would definitely say USC definitely was
Okay,
the best, just
I can
because
see that.
California weather, all the players out there, the campus is fire. Just
Yes,
watching practice and everything altogether, I would say USC was the best visit.
yeah. I've definitely heard USC was a great visit. Now, real quick, Caden Lewis told me that y'all's best visit is actually Florida State. He told me,
Yeah,
is that true? Is it?
so low key, like under the radar, me, Caden Lewis, and Cam Ward all went to Florida State.
Yep.
That was all our first visit
Yeah.
together. So we didn't know what to expect because that was our first visit, and then
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
like I'm not even gonna lie, like after the visit, we was like, what if we just team up like right
Yeah.
now?
He told me. He
What if
told
we
me.
just all go? So that was definitely one of the best, if not the best. So
Indeed.
Florida State
Indeed.
definitely.
Okay, cool. You confirmed that. All right, that's what's up. All right, cool. So best photo shoot, best visit photo shoot. What school was that?
I gotta give that to Syracuse.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
because they did something big, they brought my dad's game worn jersey out there, and he
Yeah.
was excited to see that. And then
Amazing.
just have my mom, when she knows a lot of people out there, and then my
Yeah.
dad. obviously he played there, so
Yeah.
they put together a whole package. And then once they brought out the jersey, that was definitely one of the best photo
Yeah.
shoots.
All right, this is just like a personality thing. Doesn't mean you're going there, fan bases. Relax. All right, so head coach that you would most like to kick it with on a Friday night. Who would be the most fun on a Friday night of the three head coaches?
Out of three head coaches, I gotta give it to Bruce
I'm
Pearl.
not mad at that. Yeah.
I just feel like, you know, our phone calls on the phone, and then the few times I seen him in person, just his energy, and then when he coaches, after when he's the first one taking his shirt off, he likes all the buckets of water being poured on him. So I
Oh
feel
man,
like on a Friday night when it's time to, have fun and party, Bruce Pearl definitely gonna be, one of the guys.
yeah, I'm not mad at that. I would have picked him too. All right, so when it's all said and done, let's think about that because I know it's a lot of pressure. At the end of the day, it's fun, but it's a lot of pressure, a lot of
Mhm.
weight on your shoulders. How relieved are you going to be when it's that night after the announcement, you're chilling. Just talk
Yeah.
to me about how relieved you're going to be when you're not answering corny questions like this, right?
Mhm.
So just talk to me
Right.
about how relieved you'll be.
I mean, like, to be honest, I'm not really looking at it as like a commitment date. It's more of like just a time when my whole family could come together.
Okay.
We don't have a lot of these times a year where the whole family comes from both my mom and my dad's side
Yeah.
just to collab. So I'm looking at this as a time where we could just bring everybody together. And then as far as basketball, like obviously it was a lot of pressure. My dad helped me a lot, to relieve that. Like all of the coaches that was on me, being able to call them and tell them,
Yeah.
sorry, we're not gonna put you in the five or the six. So just telling them that, and then them they
Yeah.
have to accept it. So I let my dad and my agents handle a lot of that stuff. So as far as after the commitment, I feel like it's just gonna be ready to hoop. I'm gonna just be ready to start the season, and then the college is there when it's there. So still focus on senior season.
Indeed, man. Indeed. Well, November 15th, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn podcast. We'll all be tuned in. Kiyan, thanks for joining me tonight.
Appreciate it.